Welcome back, guys, to another video. In today's West Ham video, I want to talk about Marko Arnautovic. I want to talk about the rumours linking Marko Arnautovic back to the club. And guys, I want to get your opinion on it. Would you welcome Marko Arnautovic back? But guys, before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop the video like. That would be greatly appreciated. Now, in yesterday's video, I spoke about the comments that David Moyes made regarding Sebastian Haller in terms of what kind of striker he's looking for. And he said he needs to find another Mikel Antonio or another Marko Arnautovic. Turns out, he was actually talking about that he wants Marko Arnautovic, because this was confirmed on XWHU Employees podcast today. He said that David Moyes has been exploring the possibility of bringing Marko Arnautovic back to West Ham, but the board are not very pleased about David Moyes wanting to do so. Therefore, a deal will be very, very unlikely. However, guys, I know, West Ham fans, we do not want the board getting involved with transfers. We want the manager to select his transfers strategically. However, I'm fully behind the board on this one. For me, Marko Arnautovic, what he would bring to this team, Marko Arnautovic, if Marko Arnautovic was, playing for West Ham currently, we're sitting 10th in the league. I don't think there's any doubt in his ability. What he would bring to this team in terms of his goals, his running in behind, his strength. For me, he's a lot like Antonio, but he's just a lot better technically. In terms of, he's better probably in 1v1 situations, in terms of step overs and skills and, having shots off, and just probably a better technical finisher and probably a better goal scorer than Antonio. But for me, David Moyes wanting Marko Arnautovic, I feel like this is a rumour that's always going to arise as long as David Moyes is at this club. As long as David Moyes is here, I feel like it's going to be one of those transfer rumours you're going to see every single transfer window, especially now that the Chinese league have basically capped all wages at 52 grand a week for foreign transfers. And this is where these rumours started to arise. Was after that they did announce that they're going to be capping foreign transfers. So players like Oscar Arnautovic, all those players who went over to China for a payday to be on 200 or 300k a week, they've now got to probably leave China because they're going to be capped at £52,000 per week. And that is, that is one of the big reasons why I suppose West Ham have been looking at David Moyes. But for me, I'm fully behind the board not wanting this transfer, because as I said, whilst I do think we would probably be a couple of places higher in the league, because, Arnautovic, what he brings to this football club, for me, my favourite player so far, I'm 26 years of age, so I didn't really see the Di Canio's in their peak. When I was watching Di Canio, it was 2003 and we was getting relegated. I was like 7 years old then. But for me, Dimitri Payet, right, was probably my favourite player in terms of, West Ham, right, and probably the best that I've seen live. Now, a close second would be Marko Arnautovic, because whilst the first couple of months at West Ham didn't really go too well with Bilic, his second game he got sent off, and he was brought in to be a player that was well known for his arrogance, his persona, similar to Sebastian Haller. But we know the way he left Stoke. He left Stoke because he pretty much forced a move to West Ham. He was like, no, I'm refusing to play. I'm refusing to train. So West Ham sort of knew exactly what they were getting with Marko Arnautovic. But in terms of what he actually brought, his celebrations, as I said, his persona, when he scored a goal, he'd run and do the crossed irons, those celebrations against Arsenal away. And for me, West Ham, for him being at West Ham, he was our bastard. He was one of those players like Chelsea. They had one in Diego Costa. You hated facing up against him. Every single week when you see Marko Arnautovic or you see Diego Costa, you were thinking, cool, I don't want to be on the wrong side of those players. And I remember just clips of, Marko Arnautovic against Burnley, James Tarkowski, he scores a goal, he nicks the ball off and he goes straight up to Tarkowski's face. We loved that at West Ham. We loved that energy. We loved that passion. But it turned sour. And, he wanted to leave. He said he wanted to leave to win trophies in China. And I feel like the fans would be a lot more welcome to bringing him back. I feel like the fans would be a lot more welcome if he actually just told the truth in regards to why he wanted to leave. I remember that we got knocked out of the cup. I can't remember if it was the FA Cup. I think it was the FA Cup against AFC Wimbledon. And that night, after being knocked out, he signed a new contract. He was saying, I want to stay at West Ham. But all it turned out to be was that Marko Arnautovic signed a new contract till the end of the summer, because there was no contract extension in terms of duration of the contract. All it was that he was going to be guaranteed more money and more basic pay until the summer to pretty much keep him happy, to keep him ticking along. And whilst he did score goals, from January onwards, he did leave West Ham to go to China. And if he was just honest and was like, you know what, because there was rumours around at the time that he was, he gambles a lot. He has a very expensive lifestyle. And, I know money is subjective to how much you earn, but he had a lot of gambling issues. And if he just said, you know what, guys, I'm struggling for money. I'm not going to get 200 or 300k a week at, West Ham. I need to go to China to basically secure my family's future. I feel like if he actually said that, West Ham will probably be a bit more understanding, because we only got, 20 million or 22 million for this guy. And that was because, it was from a Chinese club. This guy, the way he was performing for us, he was a 40, 50, 60 million pound player, whilst he was 29 years of age. And a lot of people may say, obviously, he might have not been worth that because he was 29 years of age. But look at Dimitri Payet. He was in our peak years at West Ham when he was, 28, 29. He was easily worth 60, 70 million at the time. So, if he was to come back into the squad, what David Moyes has built in terms of, the team's spirit, working hard for each other. I feel like there is a good relationship there between Marko Arnautovic and David Moyes. But for me, I just wouldn't entertain it. This is someone who is 31 years of age. And whilst I understand that he is still playing regular football for the Austrian national team, so he isn't just playing Chinese football, I'm just not very comfortable with, West Ham potentially shelling out 100+ a week, because that's what he's going to want. He's probably going to want to be on a similar wage to what he was on previously at West Ham if he was to come in. Regarding the transfer fee, how much would this Chinese club want for him? West Ham, we know we're very tight in terms of money, and it does look like we've got literally nothing in terms of money. So how much would this Chinese club would ask for, on top of his wages, on top of a signing on bonus, on top of the possibility that there's probably sour grapes within the camp? Because, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, in terms of David Moyes' squad, a lot of this squad is still from the Bilic era, still from Sam Allardyce, still from Pellegrini. So there's probably maybe sour grapes there in terms of if David Moyes decided to bring him in. Bring Marko Arnautovic back in, that a lot of the other players could be like, well, you done this last time, right? What's to say that you won't do it again? And that's a very fair, way of looking at it. Is, if I was another player and seeing what a previous player's done and he's come back, I'd be like, well, are you going to do this again? Are you going to unsettle it? Because what we've got right now, whilst, yes, we lost against Chelsea and there was a lot of criticism regarding David Moyes, he's built a team that work hard for each other. We can play exciting football whilst we can be a bit defensive. We're doing a little bit of both at the moment. If Marko Arnautovic comes in, whilst I think, he would do fantastic in this setup, as David Moyes alluded to, Marko Arnautovic, he believes that Marko Arnautovic is the perfect player for this system because he's got the ability to run the channels. He can hold the ball up. He's strong. He's aggressive. He's arrogant. He's going to knock defenders over. But for me, it sounds nice. It sounds nice. I suppose you could always say, players deserve a second chance, but he had his second chance. He had his second chance when he was almost refusing to play for West Ham, signed a new contract, then left because of money reasons, and tried saying he left because he wanted to win trophies in China, which we know is not the case. So for me, I would definitely go down more of the Josh King route. Again, I said in my video yesterday, so I don't want to touch upon it too much today, is that, it does look like Josh King could be an alternative to our striker problems. And for me, if he's available for five or so million, whilst we could get him in the summer, there's probably going to be a lot of clubs surrounding him, especially if he's available for free in the summer. So for me, if we have to pay a couple of million, 5 million, all up front or all in instalments, he would be a good squad player, good rotational player, and the team wouldn't have to suffer in terms of our play style, because we know that it's light and day between when Antonio plays for West Ham and when Sebastian Haller plays for West Ham. So for me, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this, Marko Arnautovic rumours. For me, as I said, personally, he was my second favourite player at West Ham. As I said, I'm 26 years of age. I didn't see Di Canio and all those kind of players in their peak. So for me, it sounds nice to me. It sounds nice, but for me, whilst the pros are clear to see in terms of his footballing ability, the cons that come with it, he could do this again. He could easily a year later go, you know what, I want to leave. I want to go back to Italy. I want to go somewhere. I want to finish my career in Austria. A lot of money being, in terms of wages. We probably don't have the money that the Chinese club would want in terms of a transfer fee. So for me, guys, just let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. You could easily be swayed in, but at the end of the day, he was a rat to West Ham. He was a rat to West Ham, and I feel like fans would be a lot more welcoming if he just said, you know what, guys, I've got a gambling issue, I've got financial issues, I need to go to China. Please respect me, because at the end of the day, we'd all do the same. He's doing another job. If you're getting paid 100k a week and you can go somewhere else for 300k a week, you know, whilst I would say that you probably shouldn't be bankrupt if you're earning 100k a week, and you should be a little bit more wise with your money. Again, that kind of money is probably a little bit too hard to turn down. Just like if you're earning 30k a week, 30k a year being a postman, and you're offered 50k a year for doing the same job, for doing the same hours. But it was just the way, you know, you leave football clubs. You know, if Arnautovic was more welcoming in terms of and being more honest with the fan base, if these rumours come up, a lot of people probably bite your hand off in terms of bring Marko back. He's 31 years of age. He probably still has a lot to offer in terms for West Ham, because, as I said, he's probably the difference between drawing against Crystal Palace and beating Crystal Palace. He's that kind of player, and that's how good he is, in my opinion. You know, he's played for some top football clubs. And whilst, you know, he probably didn't really show the potential he had playing as a left wing, when he got converted to a striker with David Moyes, you can see why David Moyes wants to bring him back, because he went AWOL under Manuel Pellegrini. But guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more West Ham videos. That would be greatly appreciated. Hit the like button as well. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll catch you next video. See you later.